After Buzzers, thank you for joining in and keep us locked in here because we've got a lot to talk about, a lot of predictions, and a lot of juicy stuff. Stay tuned.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Hello, everyone, and thank you for tuning in. And if you're wondering what we're thinking about Jade.
Our co-host.
Yes, our co-host Jade has moved on and has left us. But she's on to bigger and better things and continuing in grad school. So congratulations to Jade. We all wish you well and good luck with everything.
Yay.
We do miss her.
We're also bye to Dario and Nicole.
Oh, thank God, because I did not like them at all. But we will get to that. I'm your host, Paulina Aguilar, and you are...
Where can we find you?
Oh, yeah, you can find me on Twitter at _ Paulina Aguilar. Duh. Hello, Tom, where you can find you.
And I'm Angela Struck. You can find me on Twitter at @TheAngelaStruck and on Instagram and Snapchat at Angela Struck.
All right, so overall, what do you think?
This is crazy. They are switching it up big time for this finale, and it's gonna be awesome, or like really bad. Like I don't like if Bananas takes it all. I don't know if you guys have watched, but basically you can take all the money or you can choose to split it, with your partner. So it's gonna be interesting final episode to see what everyone does.
And I just wanted to say that us as co-hosts, we totally called this move way in the beginning when we saw the hint. Okay, now so start us off. We moved to Argentina, Mendoza, which looks fantastic.
I know.
I've never been. Have you been?
No, it looks gorgeous though. I mean, the winery is, it was stunning. I was like, I want to go.
Right now, it's on my list.
Yeah.
We leave off with Cheyenne and Vince arguing at the house.
Yeah.
And Cheyenne is, takes it to heart because she had to deal with bullies her whole life. Do you think they were bullying her?
I think that that's part of the game. I think as we saw with, Camilla and her partner, I can't think of his name right now, going home, people got in the middle of their relationship, pushing them and, eventually it sent them home as a result because they broke. So I definitely just think that's part of the game. And I think they're trying to get in Cheyenne and Devin's head and throw them a little bit. They would love to send her home by just her crying her eyes out. So, I definitely think they were picking on her, but I think you gotta have tough skin, and I think that at this point, she's probably just like breaking down, the pressure, exhaustion, whatever, not being home, but, tough up. And she did, but,
She got emotional first and called her mom. Do you think they took it too far with her or all is fair?
I mean, they're kind of jerks. So, I'm not surprised by it, but I mean, it's not nice, but they're not in this to be nice. So, I mean, I've seen people do this kind of thing before, if not worse. So I don't think they've done anything that other people haven't done in the past necessarily, I guess. I don't know. What do you think?
I don't like sensitive people. Too sensitive people.
Yeah.
And I think as fans watching this show season after season after season, you know what it's like. I've never even competed in this challenge and I already know what to expect if I were to go.
Right.
And I have tough skin, so I can play at their level. I can take it.
Yeah.
That won't break me down. So for me, I don't feel bad.
No.
I think she is very sensitive and very emotional.
Yeah.
And that's will not help her here.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I've been bullied before.
Right.
So, no, it's not fun.
Right.
And sometimes you do get to that breaking point, but that's where the actual tough skin sets in to get you past that.
And I think you've got to just look at it and be like, wow, maybe they're threatened by me. Maybe they're trying to get in my head and like use it to fuel you.
I wouldn't go too far. At least
I know,
with
but
Cheyenne.
I'm saying you have to use everything in this competition in your favor. Like if people are going to come at you, come at them harder. Yep. Like you can't fold under the pressure in this game, or else, I mean, you might as well just go home.
Exactly.
Like, so, because this competition, this final is going to be fierce. She's going to want to give up, and people are going to be, you know, giving her a lot of crap. So,
and that's where her partner needs to step in.
Yeah.
Speaking of Devin, we see him and Johnny get into it.
Yeah.
Got a little bit physical, but it stopped.
Yeah. Yeah.
Was that necessary? And then Jenna got involved as well.
I don't know. It reminded me of the whole like fighting stuff earlier that really kind of pissed off production and led to them sending people home. So I was kind of like, you know, I'd be careful because
Right.
production isn't afraid to throw people, you know,
Out.
send people home at this point. But I don't know. You know, they also want good TV. Like, you know, it's just great just to see something going on. It's not
Yeah.
so fun to just see them sitting around eating Doritos, like, you know, until they get to do their
Nobody
final,
wants
so.
to see that. So out of this whole debacle, who's in the wrong? I mean, is there somebody in the wrong? Is it
I think
just the
Vincent
alcohol?
and Banana, yeah. I mean, drinking and all of that and the pressure and everyone's on everyone's last nerve, I think, at this point. But, you know, Vincent and Bananas are jerks. I mean, they're just being who they are.
Vince
So.
was just
He's the worst.
annoying, though.
Well, let's get to the
Yes, let's
to
get to
talking
that.
about Vince. And
Yes,
like,
we will. But moving on from that as well, apologies.
Yeah.
I am really big on apologies,
Yeah.
whether I have to give them or whether someone owes me an apology.
Yeah.
So as adults, you go together and you apologize for what you did was wrong. And I think that went perfectly.
I did too. I thought that was really good. Because exactly what you were saying, a lot of it's alcohol induced. A lot of it is just nonsense from people drinking too much and, you know, whatever. So I thought it was really cool that everybody kind of owned up to their crap and, you know, apologized. So.
And everybody said the right thing.
Yeah.
And I felt it was very sincere as well.
Yeah, because I hate when people are like, I'm apologizing, but you were really the problem. You know,
But you were still... Oh, we don't like those people.
yeah, everybody just said it. You know, everyone was like, I really shouldn't have done that.
And
like,
you own up to it.
Yeah.
Exactly. Well done. Now, moving on to the draw.
Yeah.
There needs to be a team that needs to go home. Let me first start off. Do you think it was fair to do a draw instead of a challenge?
I really kind of didn't. I don't know. We have done enough drawing. Like, MTV, if you're watching, let's get rid of the draw for next season. It just throws the game off,
It's
in my
slow.
opinion. Yeah, it's slow to watch. And then, like, these teams that aren't the best competitors. And at the end of the day, I like to see the best competitors competing. I want to see good, stiff competition. I mean, to see Dario and Nicole up against Bananas and Sarah's in this final elimination,
They
which
weren't
could
that
be so
far behind. I just want to
I
say.
know, but I mean, I don't know. I just feel like I would have loved to see it been like
A challenge.
Yeah,
No.
really close.
And I think a couple seasons back they did that, but they did a challenge, but it was puzzles.
Right.
And
And Bananas, is that when Bananas went home?
That was when Teresa went home.
Okay.
And that was intriguing. I loved that one.
Yeah, I loved that too. I mean, I just think drawing the quirks and the skulls, ugh.
I don't think it's fair, and I don't think it's well deserved. It's
No.
not like, yo, you drew. It's more of luck instead of earning your cred.
Exactly. And at this point in the game, let's nix the luck. Let's compete. Let's fight for it. Let's see who has it in them to go that far. I don't know.
And that's why we all watch too as well.
Yeah.
So we go to the draw. Sarah draws black and Dario draws black, and now they must compete in Don't Whine for Me. First of all, I need some wine in my life. That looks so good, and yeah,
I know.
Just want to throw that out there.
Yeah.
So they have to do puzzles, go find their barrel, carry it back, and put it on the shelf.
Yeah.
That looked very heavy.
Looked really heavy. I mean, we know if Sarah and Bananas were struggling with it, which they were.
And they work out.
Yeah,
They're taller.
they're
at
very
least-
fit.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
I was actually surprised at how difficult it was for them. So it must have been really pretty heavy. But we were both sitting there saying how badly we wanted to see Vince and Jenna have to go against Bananas and Sarah.
Yes.
Would have been so good.
I still think Johnny would have.
Oh, you would have
pulled through
won,
with that,
but
yeah.
I kind of just wanted Vince to go home because I just feel like he's skated through because of this
Oh, he has. Oh, we'll get to that. I have a lot to say about that one.
Yeah.
But according, let's see, they do the challenge. Yeah, I'm not surprised that Johnny and Sarah, the riddles, come on, that's all Sarah. I got stumped on a couple of them,
Yeah.
but then, you know, and don't get me wrong, like Dario and Nicole, they weren't that far behind.
They did a good job. I actually give them a lot of credit. I think they did a really good job, and that's why it would have been so funny to see Vince and Jenna, because I don't think they would have gotten like any of those riddles.
No,
No.
they would not have.
They wouldn't have even gotten to the barrels. They would have just been stuck on the riddles, I think.
Yeah.
So
Agreed. I think the right team won. I think that was kind of obvious. It was expected.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of who everybody wants as well.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. They deserve to go on to the final.
All right. So now we get to the beginning of the final,
Yeah.
which I already love. We've got Vince and Jenna, Johnny and Sarah, Devin and Cheyenne. And now let's just go back and talk about Vince real quick before we get into that. And he mentions how everybody keeps giving him crap because of Johnny and carrying him into this challenge.
Right.
And this final.
Yeah.
I think I could speak for both of us. We agree.
Yeah.
And I want to know what you guys are thinking, so don't forget to tweet us at home.
I don't know. I mean, I just feel like
I don't have high hopes for him.
no.
I
think my prediction, actually, in order of the teams, just the basic kind of going into it now, Sarah Bananas. I think as long as Cheyenne can just
suck it up.
just kind of just do okay.
The
I
minimum?
think that Devin and her could win.
Can get second.
Or second, and then because I just think that Vince just can't get it together, and Jenna is such a space cadet at times.
I want to see Vince compete without Johnny.
Yeah.
For once.
Yeah.
I can see
Well, he's
Nicole-
gonna have to.
Because Nicole and Nani had the same issue, but Nicole was able to back it up.
Yeah.
And compete and
Exactly.
fight for it. And right now, Vince is all bark.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. Like you said before, they have the strength, but like you said, they would have struggled with the puzzles. And
Right.
people like that, actually, they're called at least I have the name for them, strong back, weak mind.
Yeah. Right.
You know, and I think that has Vince written all over it.
Yeah.
I don't think he's gonna do well.
And I actually don't even think he's that strong. Necessarily. I don't think he's that fit. I thought the
Endurance-wise
conversation
and-
that they were all having at the bar was really kind of interesting, and that's what I was gonna
weaknesses
ask.
and strengths?
Yeah, what the different weaknesses and strengths, what do you think is going to be the downfall for each person? I mean,
Jenna's eating.
Jenna's
Everybody knows that.
eating.
She runs, she works out, she's got the endurance. We saw her do that earlier.
Vince and her both, she said, are troubled with endurance.
I'm,
they're
I'm
strong.
surprised at that. At least for Jenna.
I know. I thought Jenna would be able to do the endurance because she's very trim. She looks like she runs or something.
Yeah.
And then
Bananas would be puzzles.
for sure.
What's Sarah's?
Sarah, I think, would be in endurance too, she said. And I bet that that's probably true. She doesn't look like she's a runner or has long distance capability.
Right.
I think she's,
And Cheyenne, anything physical.
yeah.
I'm just
so
gonna go
that's
out
gonna
and
be the
say
problem.
that.
And I feel like food too. Do we think she can eat?
I'm going to give her credit and say yes.
Okay.
I won't take everything away from her.
Devin, I think it's strength.
His weakness? He doesn't seem a very buff guy.
Yeah.
He works out all the time, but I mean, he's the muscle of his team. He has to be.
Yeah.
And I see a lot more fight and passion in him.
Yeah.
So I feel like he can pull that.
I think he's got the best kind of a little bit of
Everything?
both. Yeah. So it'll be interesting, actually. I'm excited to see what happens. But that was kind of a weird first challenge.
Start?
Yeah, and it was so easy. I feel like most of the others,
Untangling.
yeah, are a lot more. That's kind of been my complaint with this whole season is that it hasn't been super physical. The challenges, it hasn't been because if it was, I think Jen and Ben
Could have been.
yeah, and Vince
Could've
would
won.
have probably won. I don't know.
Yeah, no, now that I'm
Untangling
thinking about it,
things,
I'm
I
like,
don't know.
oh, yeah. Yeah, I think my biggest problem right now is with Cheyenne.
Yeah.
She doesn't. I like Devin. Mm-hmm. I like Devin as a competitor.
Yeah.
I like everybody there as a competitor, but Cheyenne, for some reason, there's no passion there. There's
no
no
fire.
fight, no fire, none
There's no
of that.
Camilla.
No, yeah, of course. There's
You
no
know?
I want to win and
Yeah.
I want to compete. I want to prove myself.
I don't even want to be here.
No, yeah.
Now that I'm here, I'm scared.
Where
And it's
she says she's in the final and she says, I don't know whether to cry or be excited. I put my head down and I'm like, girl, you better be excited.
Yeah.
You're going to win money either way.
Yeah.
But,
if you finish.
But I just, that irritates me.
I agree.
As a former competitor.
Although, now, she may not win money either way. So this is the big twist.
Let's talk about that.
Is that, okay, because at first we were a little confused, but I think we got the rules now. So the teams are going to win in an order. But then within the teams, the player that scores the most points, meaning the player that did the best in each individual challenge, has the option to either keep all the money for themselves or split it with their partner. And this is so interesting. I feel like they created this whole thing for Sarah and Bananas because, you know, they started out as rivals because Sarah kind of screwed Bananas at the end, pulling a move that he's done 1,000,000 times to people. So it's so hypocritical, as we've said 1,000,000 times. But through this season, they've grown so close and so, you know, such great friends and, you know, crying together and so happy. And then immediately, within probably 30 minutes of like this first challenge, whatever.
Oh, it was 12 minutes.
Yeah,
they finished
okay,
in 12
minutes. Okay. They're like already back to like, I don't trust them. They're going to screw me over. I got to watch out for myself. Like, Bananas is totally dodging her question. I think, honestly, Sarah would be like, I'm down to split it. Let's make that pact right now so we can just compete and put it behind us mentally. But if you're having to, like, kind of think in the back of your mind throughout the whole challenge, like, do I really want to fight this hard? Is this guy going to screw me?
No, you're right. I'm all for making a deal and a pact right in the beginning.
I would do that.
But then when you hear that you win and you're listening to how much money that you won.
Yeah.
I mean, there kicks in your morals and, you know, what greed is evil, you know?
Yeah.
Like what would you do?
Well,
if we were partners
I
and
think,
we competed.
I think it would be different. Okay, so here's what my thought is. Sarah and Bananas, it has been so 50-50. Each competition that they have won, it has been like...
Both of them.
Yeah,
equally.
both of them, or like one is picked up and then the next challenge, the other one is picked up. They've been so 50-50, and I think if they win this final, it will be because it's 50-50.
Yes.
And Bananas would not be there without her. She's great at the puzzle. She's done a lot, and like I think she's been huge for him, and vice versa.
Agreed.
Now, if I were Devin and Cheyenne potentially, which I kind of expect, is going to be like a real thorn in my heel, not compete that well, like potential, and like really kind of make me get in third place. Like if Devin's like finishing all the time, like first, and she's like kind of at that, I maybe would be like, you know,
Thanks, but no thanks. I'm going to keep all the money.
I would at least consider it. But, you know, for Bananas and Sarah, if either one of them takes all the money.
It's a whole new chapter of everything that just happened.
I just believe in karma, and I just feel like you really want that on you. Like, they definitely won this all together.
So I think Sarah, because she screwed up and did him wrong the first time, she won't do it again.
No.
Because she's not going to want to go through this whole healing process of friendship and all blah, 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 blah. She's not going to want to do that. Johnny, on the other hand, might say, well, you screwed me once, so now it's my turn.
Yeah. I think
But
he will.
I think he'll retract that and say, well, she did help me win. We're in a better place. That whole stuff will kick in. And he might say, you know what, I will not be here if it weren't for Sarah. And that's true, though.
I think he always looks out for Johnny, and I think I actually think it would be actually so funny because, you know, Sarah actually did agree with what Devin was saying. Sarah's always the sweetheart, and I love her, and I want her to win. But, like, she's kind of gotten in with Bananas a bit more than I would have liked her to. Like, I feel like she's kind of lost a little bit of herself with her. I don't know. I think she's trusted him too much. And, like...
But she has to because they're teammates.
Yeah.
No, but she's already thinking, like, hey, he might screw me.
I love her. I really hope that she wins and has the prerogative, you know, has the choice, because... I don't trust him. I think he's going to screw her over. I think he's going to totally feel like he has no problem
doing it.
Yeah, because he's going to be like,
you did it to me.
Like, this is, you know, karma's
I really want to, oh God. I want to give him the benefit of the doubt and say that he won't do it because I need to disagree with you. Just because we need a disagreement somewhere.
Yeah.
I'm going to say that he's not going to do it. And give him the benefit of the doubt.
It could go either way, because if he's, you know, thinking about her at all, if he cares about her at all, then he won't. But
But
think
look at what he's done in the past.
No, I
It's
know.
his ego. It's
That's why
everything.
I
He's going to be
think-
like, no, I'm going to give some money to Vince
Yeah.
instead.
Yeah. Well, what do you think between Jenna and Vince?
I think I think they'll just split it. I don't.
Do you? Ooh, see, I think Vince
Or that they hate
again
each
will
other?
take it all for himself because they actually, I think, more than a lot of the other rivals, are actual rivals. Like, I think that Jenna thinks that he's a bit of a creeper.
Oh, he does.
And
She
like,
does.
she thinks he's a bit of a jerk. And like, I
But
think
she's not that conniving.
no, I think I don't know.
Vince might.
I
Jenna
think what
won't.
I'm saying is I think that Vince will be like, you didn't even like me. Like, you know,
Right.
I'm keeping it for myself.
And Devin and Cheyenne's too nice.
I think
to take it.
Cheyenne would split it because I think
Devin-
I actually think Devin will split it with her too.
Yes.
Because I think he's looked out for her throughout, and I think they seemed like they actually have an appreciation for one another.
Right.
But yeah, I think Vince would take it all and
So-
have no qualms about it.
So if we were partners, what would you do?
Well, I would split it with, because what I'm saying is I think like we would be a 50-50 team. You know what I mean? The only reason I wouldn't is if like I felt like somebody was really kind of mean to me and like somebody like was
So if I was
really
like a
if I was
total
pulling the
asshole to
weight.
you? Or like, I couldn't pull my own. Yeah, I guess.
You know what I mean? If you felt like you like carried somebody through the whole competition. and,
That's how I feel Cheyenne is to Devin. I feel like
but
Devin
they're
is
actually
carrying.
friends. I think if you then have a relationship though,
they
then
are,
all...
but she can't do a lot. I'm waiting
but
to
if
see
she
her prove
finishes
herself.
if she finishes it, then I think he should split it with her because this is
man.
going to be a real challenge for her.
I'm thinking of my real life rival, and I'm like, would I actually? And then split it. Like, as a nice person, yeah, I would want to split it, and I don't want that karma on me. But then I think about what they did, and I just want to say, "F you! It's my money.
Yeah.
I need to pay some bills."
Yeah. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see.
Oh, it's so
I don't
juicy.
think that it's like a for sure thing that we'll definitely split it. Like we're
No,
buds.
it's not
Like,
going to be
no.
easy peasy. Not at all. I'm so excited for
Yeah.
that. My favorite checkpoints in these finals are when they have to stay up all night.
Yeah, I know. Well, and
That was
also
hot.
it's going to bring such a different dimension to this final because in the back of their minds they're going to like be like, you know, they're not going to be the normal united team that
Right.
you guys, it's like you're relying on one another for strength, you're relying on each other to just fight it through. This time it's going to be like, I could see when they're really tired and stuff being like, I'm going to take the money.
And they're all
like-
mad at you, and then you
Yeah.
threaten them with money, and then...
Yeah.
So your prediction is Johnny and Sarah, Cheyenne and Devin, Vince and Jenna. Because that's mine.
You think so? All
That's
right, I'm gonna
mine.
switch it up then. I'm gonna say Bananas and Sarah, Jenna and Vince, and Cheyenne and Devin. I'm gonna do that.
Ooh, it's gonna be good. I'm
Although
excited.
my first thought was that I don't know. We'll see. Who knows? But it could go either way.
It can go anyway,
Yeah.
actually, because Johnny and Sarah can just screw up somewhere.
Well, she was saying in the preview was saying she was getting sick and stuff. So
A top player getting sick?
yeah,
Oh, that's not good.
yeah, it'll be good.
Well, we're all going to have to tune in next week. And where can they find you on social media?
I'm Angela Strack, and you can find me at, on Twitter at the Angela Strack, and on Instagram and Snapchat at Angela Strack.
And you guys can find me on Twitter at _Paulina Aguilar and on Instagram at Paulina Aguilar. And don't forget to lock in next week for the finale.
Yes, I'm sure it's gonna be good.
Yes.
Bye, guys.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.